said pre-race that you had a 0.06% chance of winning here today. It's almost a chip in a chair, if you like your poker parlance. Did you think that you had this in you today, or have you stunned even yourself with that performance?
No, I believed I had a chance of winning today. Like, I knew if the fatigue kind of settled down, I was having a hip issue, if it was all good, I knew I could win today. Like, it would be possible. Not that I could, but yeah.
What part of the race, the tactics today, were you particularly pleased with? You stand here now.
Really pleased with the bike. There was some tactical moment with 3 laps to go. Magnus Ditlev, Sam Long made a move. And if you weren't in that move, you were just blown up the last 2 laps. I mean, massive gaps the last couple laps on the bike. So I'm really proud that I went and just pushed to be there because it really paid off.
Give us a sense of what those last 3, 4, 5 minutes were like. I mean, you were far enough ahead that I'm sure you knew because you'd seen Sam Long on the turn. But what is that moment like at this point of your career?
You never know you're going to win until you win. So I wasn't even thinking about that. But yeah, it was a special moment to cross the line first.
Is this the biggest win of your career?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah.
I'm glad you put it just like night. Keep it nice.
Not yet, because there's Kona coming up. So.
Well, enjoy the moment for now.
A bigger race.
Enjoy the moment for now. Tell us a little bit about what you've been working on in training with Mika. Where have you adjusted things? What for you has been the real kick-on in the recent months?
Multiple factors. I mean, Mikael Eden's our coach, Lionel and I's coach, and Rudy von Berg. Also Vettel and Casper all in this race. But the big change, we're doing an Ironman prep block. So last Sunday, a week ago, was a 7-hour day. Ironman swim, Ironman bike, and then 32K run, all at Ironman pace. And it was a massive day. I mean, basically, if we could pull that off and recover, we could have a great day. If not, save it for Kona.
What I love about this man, he's worked out in an oven for the last 3 hours. He looks like he's about to go and do it all over again. Give us your view and your assessment of how this man's performed today.
Honestly, I was lucky enough to spend some time with this young man in Girona earlier this year, and what I loved about him is the balance that he had in his life. You're a social athlete, but I think over the last month since you've been with Lionel, those things have slightly changed, and I think that's made all the difference.
You're laughing. Is that fair cop, the social element? Have you had to put down the red wine? I was hearing a little bit earlier on. Is that something you've had to sacrifice?
Yeah, definitely. You know, Girona life is a much more social life in Spain. Training with Lionel, being with Aaron in Tucson. I mean, we're training every day, and that's our single focus.
Amazing. We obviously debriefed off the back of the Collins Cup, which was not a great event as far as the US were concerned. You said today, as we were chatting pre-race, in order for triathlon to really take off, it needs a presence in the US, it needs heroes, US homegrown heroes on the podium. You're obviously a lucky omen, because obviously Taylor did the biz for you yesterday. You're welcome every time as far as the home side are concerned.
Well, hey, whatever I have to do. No, this is fantastic. The question I have for you is just watching you at the finish, though. I mean, you look like you could have kept going. You look strong throughout the entire run. You never looked like you were really struggling. You were able to keep your form, hold form the whole time. You look nice and relaxed. Is that how it felt?
Yeah, it felt really relaxed. I was really focused. You know, you could see here I typically have a watch. Fell off in the swim, so I had blind for pacing. So I really honed in on how I felt. And was like, patience, just relax. And then the last lap, like, boom, had to go. And I had the energy because I just was patient all day.
100,000 in the bank as well. I mean, that's got to be a good day's work, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
We'll send the underwater team in to go and find your watch. Are you allowed a glass of red tonight to celebrate? How will you enjoy this? How will you reward yourself?
I might have a beer, maybe.
Belinda, I'm sure we'll be buying. Well done to you, Collin. Absolutely incredible. Enjoy the moment. Well done to you.
Great to meet you.
Congrats. Yeah, hey, great job.
Magnus, congratulations. Where did you find that last gear to overtake Sam Long for an extra 20,000 in second place?
Oh, thank you. It was it was a brutal race. I don't know where I found it. I think from my sprint earlier this year against Ben Hoffman, we ran down to the wire also where I lost. So this time I really wanted to beat someone in a sprint finish.
What did the victory in Challenge Roth give you? Because this confidence just seems to be building and building on each race that you enter.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, Challenge Roth is a full distance, so it's quite different to actually perform on a middle or shorter distance like this. So I'm really happy that I can now perform on both distances. Also, that my running is getting better each race I'm doing.
And we know, you mentioned it was brutal. We saw you come through the finish line and just collapsed.
Yeah, I think on the run I paced it quite even, or maybe even a little bit progressively. So you are just building throughout the race, and then when you hit the finish line, you're just done. So.
And you've got Kona in a few weeks' time. How do you do this recovery?
Yeah, it will be. We're traveling to Kona Tuesday, so some easy days, and then yeah, going to prepare for that.
What are you going to specialize in, the middle distance or the long distance, both at the moment?
Yeah, definitely both. I think the way we train, I'm quite suited to both distances, as I think I've shown today also.
And a little insight in how you might spend your paycheck today?
Not really sure. I don't think I'm going to spend it on anything, just saving money.
But despite the brutal conditions, did you enjoy it out there?
Yeah, in moments, yeah. So sometimes it was really getting to me with the heat, but otherwise I think it was a really fun race. It was fun, dynamic racing, especially on the bike with Sam and I attacking the course, and then on the run course I felt in control and was able to get Sam the whole the last 200 meters. So it was a really fun dynamic for me today, actually feeling that I'm racing and not just trying to survive.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yo, 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 what a performance, what a smart race. So much camaraderie going around here after the finish line. What was it like?
Oh, I mean, it was hard, obviously. It was very, very hard. And yeah, I mean, huge congrats to Collin. That was amazing breakout performance by him. I've always thought he had it in him, and I've always kind of been, oh, when's that breakout performance going to come? And Magnus, I have some of the most respect for Magnus of the whole field. We have some of the best matches, and I just love racing the guy. And it's a little bittersweet getting third at the end, but yeah, I did the best I could. I mean, I took a lot of risks on the bike. I had to bridge way up. I used that to my strength, and on the run I was warm, but I wasn't too hot. It was kind of more muscular, and at the end of the day I did the best I can, and we got 2 Americans on the podium in Dallas. That's incredible, and yo, 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 thanks for all the fans.
And you said that in the press conference, how important it was to make USA proud, to do for this sport what it deserves and bring it back to where it all started.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. I would have loved to be on the top step, but I'm happy to be the second American, and as I said, big congrats to Collin. And yeah, the USA stock is rising, and I think the Dallas crowds helped bring it home for him and also for me.
We're saying about the camaraderie here, but saw you hugging Sam Laidlow. How good is it to put all of that rest? And also just the thing about, you know, you said it on social media, all the doubters, all the haters, you've just used it for such an incredible performance today.
Yeah, I mean, I think you know, my performance wasn't too bad for a duathlete, and I'm not saying that to be disrespectful to anyone. I mean, when you swim that far back, you do have some problems to get to the front of the race. But yeah, I'm all about fun. I'm all about good vibes. I love to race. I love to duke it out, and when I race, I love to, you know, give it to my competitors. But I love to party. I love to celebrate. I love to give my. They're all my best friends, so it's great to sometimes make friends out of enemies and see where we go forward. And he's got a bright future, I've got a bright future, and yeah, it's great to make up, so to speak.
How sweet is this podium after the year you've had, and you got hit by a car and some challenging times in Europe as well, but just to come out and just to do your talking out on this course?
Yeah, I mean, it's been, I don't think people realize the magnitude of a difficult year I've had, and I've always kind of been able to come out still looking decent, sometimes somewhat bad, but I was absolutely thinking about that today. On the run especially, I was like, this is for the hardships I've had and to try and overcome. And yeah, it was so great to prove that to myself. And I did. At the end of the day, I have to be happy with third because I did absolutely everything I could, and I had nothing left, and they were just better than me. So that's a good feeling at the end of the day.
And $50,000 better off.
Yeah, I would have liked 100, but 50 is great.
Take it.
I'll take, yeah, it's great. And just a huge thanks to the PTO. They're changing the sport, and yeah, I'm all in on the PTO, all in on growing it, and it's just so phenomenal to be a part of such a great organization.
Sam, congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Dallas. Cheers. And, of course, yo, yo, yo.